Hello. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to They Think It's All a Question of Sport, the world's first genetically modified quiz. Tonight we gather to celebrate the union of two wonderfully mismatched entities in a marriage based on nothing more than making obscene amounts of money. But unlike certain similar marriages, we won't be spending a penny of it on shoes, hair products, and frilly undergarments. You know who you are, Mr. Beckham. Now, without further ado, let's meet our teams, and let's start with the senior of the two sporting panel shows, celebrating its 35th birthday this year. It's a question of sport, and to my right is a genuine Scottish footballing legend. With 19 goals in 61 games, he's Scotland's second highest scorer of all time, just behind own goal. He was recently placed 87 in Company Magazine's Sexiest Men of the Millennium, or as I call it, my to-do list. Welcome, please, Ali McCoist. Joining Ali is a man who has been vilified by other jockeys for jumping off his horse at the end of a race rather than halfway through. Apparently he's extremely popular in the Far East, where he's known as Lanky Dettori. Please welcome a giant among his peers at 4'10". He's the Italianate stallionate, Frankie Dettori. And captaining the Question of Sport team, a woman who's been described as the female Gary Lineker, though I always thought Gary Lineker was the female Gary Lineker. Over the last 10 years, she's coined a series of catchphrases at Wimbledon. Bad luck, Tim. Better luck next year, Tim. And for heaven's sake, please shut up, Cliff. It's the always divine Sue Barker. And now to meet the young pretenders with a mere 17 series under their belts. It's the team from They Think It's All Over. On my left is a man who I have to say didn't look very relaxed this evening. That'll be because he didn't roll up until 7 o'clock, but then he rolled up again at 7:30 and now he's absolutely fine. He's done many things in the name of entertainment, including playing cricket, and once even bared his buttocks on the TV show Banzai. He said it made a change. He normally had to do that for customs and excise. Please welcome Phil the Cat Tufnell. Come on, Phil. Come on. Joining Phil, a man who almost didn't make it here tonight. He narrowly missed selection as one of Britain's 110-metre hurdlers, just missing the qualifying time by 4/10 of a week. His rather silly name, Phill Jupitus, is obviously a made-up showbiz name. His real name is actually, of course, Phill Jupitus. So, perfectly, Phil the plate. And talking of silly names, we come to the They Think It's All Over's captain. He's a keen fisherman who regularly gets about 5 or 6 in the back of his net, which is about the same as his beloved Stoke City's goalkeeper. As a result of 17 series of shouting at Rory McGrath and Jonathan Ross, his voice has been shredded into a sexy, husky approximation of Alan Ball on helium. Let's hope the same thing doesn't happen to me. But please welcome Nick the Gatto Hancock. Well, we head into round one now, which is a Question of Sport's classic picture board, to which we've added our own little spin. Behind each number, you'll find a digitally manipulated love child of two sporting legends. I just want to know who each of the parents are, and there's a point for each. So, let's start with Ali from the Question of Sports team. Pick a number.
Number 6, please, Stephen.
Number 6. Irresistible.
Come here, darling, you can look at... Lean in to me, close down.
Oh, I find that quite attractive.
I can believe that.
Is it definitely 2 people?
It is definitely 2 people.
It's not Anna Kournikova after a bad accident.
You've got 1 point for Anna Kournikova.
That's Anna's hair.
Yeah,
That's Big Jack's lips, is
Go on,
it?
Frankie.
I think you're right. I think you're
So
right.
what are you saying?
Go on.
Ronaldinho.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Full 2 points. It was indeed. Association football player Ronaldinho and lawn tennis player Anna Kournikova, who of course is rather more of a success on the internet than the tennis net. But there we are. Now, Phil.
Just go for the single digits, Phil. You won't get these big numbers at the bottom.
No, I'll go for my favourite place on the cricket team, number 12.
12. Oh, well done.
A slightly better looking version of Frankie, isn't it?
Is that Dettori? Is that Dettori?
Is that Dettori at the top?
You tell me,
well, it could
and I'll
be.
then tell you. That's the way it goes.
Yeah, look at the old lugs there, look.
Yeah, they're right, yeah.
I may have to press you for an answer.
It's, no, I might...
I'm going to pass it over, unless I get an answer.
I don't know, mate.
All right, so I'm going to pass it over.
We've got the bottom one.
Right, come on
The
then.
bottom one is the Australian runner.
Kathy Freeman, you're quite right, Sue. So that's 1 point. And the other is... Oh, you'll kick yourselves.
I'll kick him.
Oh, yes, Nick will kick you. All right, I'm going to have
Go for it, David Seaman.
It's not David Seaman.
No, what one did you say?
David Beckham.
That's what you meant.
Nor David Beckham.
David
It
somebody.
was Leicester and England's very own Gary Lineker.
Where?
He is.
Kathy Freeman.
No, I think Kathy and Gary won't be getting together. She can run quick enough, can't she?
I think we should call this Don't Let Them Breed. So, Frankie, it's your turn for a number.
7, please.
Oh my word.
Yes.
She's been out with Rory.
Yeah, we'll go for it.
Go on then.
Paul Radcliffe, yeah.
Paula Radcliffe for 1 point.
Robbie Savage.
Not Robbie Savage. I can pass it over for the next one. David Beckham is the right answer.
Yeah.
Those diamond studs in the ears should have given it away.
Yep.
There you are. So now, whose turn is it? Phil, your turn.
Hello.
Other Phil.
Wakey, tuppers. Yes, we're on telly. We're on telly.
So he said, I've just been.
8.
Number 8 for Phill
One
Jupitus.
fat lady.
That's almost it.
Who could that be?
Is that not that thing that can fly out that cupboard with Sigourney Weaver?
I've no idea, but I'm pretty sure they're a Genesis fan. Well, I've got that kind of mid-70s prog
As
rock
you're a
look
little bit
about
behind, I would concentrate on the hair. The hair is pretty much trademark hair.
Oh, hang on.
It's a woman.
Claudia Caniggia.
It's a woman.
It's a bird.
Thank you for narrowing it down to half the planet, Tucker. Steffi Graf?
No. It could be.
Steffi Graf for the hair.
That's 1 point. Very good.
Oh, you ripper. Well done.
And then what?
Could be Andre himself. It's quite a good one to do, wouldn't it? Get Andre in there. Then you would see what their child would be like.
Yeah, we'll go on then.
Shall we go for that?
Just
Shall we
because
go
you
for the
know the
clue?
poll.
Agassi?
Andre Agassi, it is not. So I can pass that over for the second half of that particular marriage.
Michael Schumacher.
It's not Michael Schumacher, no.
Thank you.
It's another Leicester and England captain, Martin Johnson. Have a look at them both, there they are.
That's worse! Combine them, please! I'm only joking.
Sue, your turn. A number.
Because Ali hates it, I'm going to go for number 1.
Number 1, let's have a
I
look.
know you hate it. Oh, yes, that is, definitely.
Me love you long time,
Schumacher.
$2.
That is indeed definitely Michael Schumacher, the trademark downturned mouth.
The woman.
Well, I'm going to have to press you for an answer.
William's sister?
Don't do this to me. I want an answer. You've got a 50-50 shot then, come on.
Okay. Serena.
It's not Serena Williams.
Oh, no!
Any thoughts?
The other Serena
Go on then.
Williams. Is there 2 Serena Williams? Is there?
With them being twins, they gave them different names. So they
And I didn't know which one she was referring to.
Venus Williams.
Venus Williams is the right answer. Indeed, yeah. Hard luck, Sue. Hard luck. And finally, Nick.
Yeah.
Have a number.
Number 4.
Number 4. Not too difficult, I think.
And Wenger.
It is indeed Sir Alex Ferguson and Arsene Wenger. So at the end of that round, that very first round, well, there's no one in the lead because it's 5 each, ladies and gentlemen. Now, you may be asking yourself, what happens next? Well, what happens next is what happens next. It's what happens next now. So, first, out of the blocks, it's a question of sport. And here's your Clippers Interruptus. It's from the elite women's race from the 2002 London Triathlon.
And they're well over halfway through the course, these 3 women. And looking at a little bit of an incline here.
Stuart's story desperately trying to sound interested.
So, Phil, this round isn't called What Would You Like to Happen Next? With the
You don't know.
That'd be a fantastic round. What Phil would like to happen next.
Ali's answer.
They get out and park in a double yellow line, the three of them, and end up getting the bikes taken away.
Don't take that.
I'm not taking that as an answer because your captain told me not to.
They actually go the wrong way in this race, and they have to about turn and come back the way they've been going, obviously. And the people coming back up go the right way, and they've lost a lot of time.
Shambles.
It's an absolute shambles, and they're all shouting at each other, I told you it was this way, no, I told you to go left, I told you to go right first time, look at that, I'm late for dinner. And that's how the conversation goes.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look, because that's pretty good.
Look at a little bit of an incline here. Difficult part, of course, very narrow. And I can't... There's a dead end. The lead car has stopped. I cannot believe this. And the three lead women now, along with the lead car, have got to turn right. They've taken a wrong route now. How on earth has that happened?
Unfortunately, those three women, none of them actually won the race. It was won by someone called Michelle Dillon. The three women were apparently compensated for the mistake. We don't know how. Still. Women and directions, eh? Oh, I'm so sorry. So now, the next celluloid cul-de-sac is Do They Think It's All Over? And yours, gentlemen, is from an old First Division match at Christmas in 1972 between Manchester United and Leeds United. To what hilarious event is this action a precursor?
Morgan.
Well...
Sorry, could you explain that again? You're very posh, aren't you?
He means what happens now.
There was, yes, that adumbrated an event which we wish to have explained
Right, okay.
in some way by you.
We know what we're on now.
Yeah.
We've gone up and nut the ball.
Well done.
Well, they're in the north, so bit of kestrel from some poor local working class boy.
Yeah.
The ball. Come back with the ball, Kes. Kes, come back with the ball. Pick for nicking the ball.
Yeah.
I had a turn on Man United.
Put it in the bin.
On Christmas 72.
Yeah.
Did they all get choppers?
That'd be fantastic, wouldn't it? Brian Kidd comes in on a space hopper and bangs it! No, he doesn't. Gary Sprague's there with his chopper!
Hey. Well, you're right, it's certainly one of the great Leeds United sides. But I must press you for an answer.
OK, hits the ref and goes in.
Have to put it over. Any thoughts?
Oh, no.
It's your era.
Yeah, it's 72. Was it? I like
You were just coming out to your benefit match, then, weren't you?
definitely my era. 3.
So, offer something, you never know.
What do you think? Lights.
It's not lights, we're going to have a look. Be astonished.
Morgan. Wyn Davis. And a boy on the field to take the shot. That's magic.
If you're watching, you happen to be that young scallywag seen back there in 72, Leeds United would still like you to get in touch as soon as possible. You're not in any trouble, they'd just like to sign you, as they haven't had a shot on target like that for 10 years. So, there we are. At the end of all that prognosticatory extrapolation, we find in the lead with 6 points is A Question of Sport, and trailing by only 1 with 5, it's They Think It's All Over. Now, at this point in the proceedings, I must blow the whistle on the first half, but before we head off down the tunnel, I'd like to remind you why we're all here tonight. 2 years ago, we showed you some people who desperately needed your help. Today, your money has helped to change their lives, and to prove it, here's a short film that we like to call What Really Happened Next.
This is Gopi, and today is a very special day for him because he's on his way to a whole new life. He may not look happy, but that's because happiness isn't something he's used to. At just 12 years old, Gopi has spent nearly half his life behind bars, but he's never committed a crime. When he was just 7 years old, he was arrested because he was living as one of India's thousands of railway children. Children who have left home because their families are simply too poor to look after them. So they travel round the country, making the best living they can from the trains. When Gopi was arrested, he was sent to a detention centre for children. Like the other children, he was told to write postcards home so his family could come and get him. Other boys were taken back by their families, but nobody came to get Gopi. For 5 years, nobody ever came. A few months ago, he escaped and went back to the only life he could remember, the trains. He could have been arrested again, but this time it wasn't the police who caught him, it was you. Because he was found by a project, supported by sport relief money, that's helping railway children to start a new life. So today, he's on his way to a place he can call home and grow up in safety. This is the moment Gopi's been waiting for, leaving the trains behind him for a real childhood, one where he need never be alone again. He wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for the money you raised last sport relief. You have given him this moment. He's going to be living with lots of other rescued railway children, so every child here knows how Gopi's feeling today. It's impossible to say how much this welcome means to Gopi. Remember, this is a little boy who can't remember ever being loved. He can't remember ever being wanted by anyone before. He's given simple possessions, the first things he's ever owned. He's given a little garden to plant whatever he likes. And he'll get an education and do all the things little boys should do. Sport relief money is helping to get railway children off the railways and into places like this, sometimes even managing to reunite children with their parents. Gopi may never be reunited with his family, but today he's literally starting his life over. So tonight, let's do it again. There are thousands of railway children who need your help tonight, and behind every one of them, there's a story of poverty, rejection, and loneliness. What about this little boy? What's he been through? What might he go through tomorrow? Wouldn't it be wonderful to say next Sport Relief that he's now safe and happy and has a better future than this? Please, please call 08457 910 910. or you can donate online at bbc.co.uk/sport relief. Thank you.
Lovely viewers, welcome back. The orange segments have been sucked dry and the tepid tea quaffed, all in preparation for the rigours of the second half. Now, we're just 2 weeks away from the start of the Olympic Games, of course, and we're just 20 seconds away from the start of the 60-second round. But what can you do in 60 seconds? It's just enough time for you to give us a call on 08457 910 910. Your phone call won't eject someone from a house or resurrect a jaded showbiz career, Phil. But it will help change a life, fundamentally and forever. This is real reality television. Meanwhile, rather mundanely, we're going to have to ask our teams a series of questions. As a quizzical prelude to the 28th Olympiad, tonight's questions are all based on an Olympic theme. Oh, no. So, this is the 60-second round, and we're going to start with a question of sport, and your 60 seconds start now. Who won the women's tennis demonstration event in the '84 Olympics?
Graf.
Yes, that's right. Two of this season's Chelsea squad are Olympic gold medalists. Name one. This season's Chelsea squad have Olympic gold medals. Name one.
Spaniard.
Olympic gold medal.
They won it in Sydney. Cameroon. Come on.
So Cameroon?
Jeremy.
Jeremy is the right answer. Richard Meade, Mary Gordon-Watson, Bridget Parker, and who made up the British three-day event team gold medalists in the 1972 Olympics?
I thought you named three there, no?
No, there were four of them altogether. Richard Meade, Mary Gordon-Watson, Bridget Parker, and who? It's a three-day event with four people. No?
Princess Anne.
No.
Mark Phillips.
Yes. Picture question here. Which Olympics did this mascot represent?
Munich.
Munich is right. Munich in 1972. All right. All these Olympic medalists have surnames that are also famous sauces.
Pasta.
Curry.
Curry, which one?
John Curry.
John Curry's right. No bolognese.
Napoli. Tomato. Brown.
Oh, no. No tomato.
Tomato.
You did.
Tomato? Bruno Tomato? I like Bruno Tomato.
I think I've just sealed it. I won't be back next year.
You did very well indeed. I think the ones you missed out on were, of course, Bruno Mary Rose, the prawn cocktail sauce, and Sabine or Sabine Brown. Now, all I can say to you here, I think it's all over, is you've got to do jolly well.
I know. Yeah.
And you're...
Phil, keep quiet.
That's
5 minutes.
That's so mean, Phil. I bet you're coming with a winning answer as well. All right, so your 60 seconds starts now. Cassius Clay won a gold medal in the 1960 Olympics at what weight?
Light heavyweight.
Light heavyweight is right. And Soviet athlete Boris Onyshenko was disqualified from the 76 Olympics in which event?
Fencing.
No.
Discus.
I'll give you fencing. I'll tell you why later.
Modern pentathlon.
Modern pentathlon is right. Who was the US basketball dream team's leading scorer in the 92? No.
Barkley.
Johnson.
Charles Barkley is the right answer.
Good,
Yes.
good lad.
Which Olympics did this mascot represent?
Moscow. No.
Montreal.
Montreal.
The following Olympian medalists share their names with heavenly bodies in our solar system.
Venus.
Venus.
Venus Lacey.
Yes. Okio.
Mars.
No.
Okio Saturn.
No.
Okio Moon.
Moon is right. And the last one is a question in jumping.
Heavenly
Oh,
bodies.
it must be Comet.
No, in the solar system.
Galaxy.
In the solar system. What do you say?
Jupiter.
You said Uranus. Uranus is the right answer. Excellent.
Oh, yes.
How about that? Well, what a result. And who got Charles Barkley?
I know.
Phil Tufnell. Very good indeed. You're absolutely right.
You can have a year off now.
So, at the end of the 60-second round, a question of sport have 12 points, and they think it all over has 13 points. Well, how about that, ladies and gentlemen? Well, to settle the battle of the quiz show colossuses, I am inspired by the Roman proverb, amat victoria curam, which means victory favours those who take pains. So, to bring about that pain-victory combination, it's time for Stephen Fry's Gladiators. Well, a wooger, ladies and gentlemen, most sincerely a wooger. Our gladiators tonight are Mr. Rhino, Mr. Cobra, Mr. Saracen, and Wolf. Tremble, contestants, tremble. The game is, of course, Run the Gauntlet, and tonight's contenders are Nick and Ali. Gentlemen, if you would like to provide yourselves with your armour, good luck.
Thank you.
Now, I hand over. You know, Alan Dedicote is known as the voice of the balls. This man is known as the voice of the utter balls. It could only be Big John Sachs, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Stephen. For They Think It's All Over, it's Nick, the Armadillo Hancock. Yes, Nick has tackled Cobra on many occasions, but it's usually on a Friday night with a lambooner. Back to you, Stephen.
Thank you very much indeed, John. So, contestant ready? Yeah. Gladioli ready? Good.
So, it's the Armadillo versus Old Snakehips, or as we used to call him, Old Cobras. Cobra giving away 3 stone to Nick, but wearing, it must be said, considerably more makeup. Nick is just toying with them. Any minute now he's going to show them who's in charge. In your own time, son. If Nick hopes it's all over, it soon will be, mate. Oh, Saracen. Looking like something out of Lord of the Rings, and Nick's relieved he's lost everything, including his dignity.
What a simply tremendous effort from Nick, and your time was a staggeringly impressive 31 seconds. Wow. The great question facing us now is, can Ali do any better? Let's find out. Contestant ready?
Which one did you want me to get, Nick?
Gladys ready? So...
Braveheart McCoist for Question of Sport. Now, Ali, just imagine you're back in Glasgow and you spill someone's pint. Same vibe. Ali's come up against some big defenders in his time, but surely none this old. Those glads look well past their sell-by date. This is more like handbags at 6 o'clock. Not a pretty sight. Oh, yes, well done, Ali. Whoa.
Welcome back.
Oh, God, I'm never going to hug up.
Welcome back,
I tell you something, Stephen, that was like a night out at the Gaza.
Well, I expect you'd like to know your time, Ali, and I have to say it was a very impressive 26 seconds. Well, quite brilliant. Like oh, such real men. And after that refreshingly homoerotic horseplay, it's 1 point to Question of Sport, which means that tonight's event, very pleasingly, is a draw, ladies and gentlemen. Well done, guys. Well done, both. But, in the words of the poet W.E. Henley, when the last great scorer comes to mark against your name, it matters not who won or lost, but how you played the game. But how you played the game. But, of course, on Sport Relief, everyone's a winner, baby.
Stephen, you're not wrong there. And let me just say that every single person on They Think, even Ali McCoist, gave us their wares for free, gratis. And the reason they did that is to get you to call. This is why.